Okay, so here we are at the parking lot area. Randy, Tim, Rob, me, and we lost Steve. His daughter Sarah got sick at the last moment, so being the good father he is, he gave up the gold and stayed home with her. So it's about, how early is it? 10 to 7, we're going to get started. Well, 7:05, we made it to the Heaton Flats area. As you can see, it's been rained here, and there's still some puddles. And there were quite a few, can't see it from here, but when we were walking up down here, quite a few big old rocks that fell down off the hill up there from the rain. Actually, I even hit one on the road coming up here. Hopefully I don't have a flat tire when I get back. And the whole area, this area, there was a sign because the government shut down. They don't have any rangers or anybody up here, which is okay with us anyway. But I guess there's still 2 people camping up here, looks like, 2 tents. All right, famous Randy is using his brute strength. He says he can get it by himself, so I won't break my back. So that's why I'm not helping him. Get this thing out of the way.
Roll it.
It's just it's not big enough nugget for him. Okay, so we just have to be careful since it just rained too. We don't know if that softened it or solidified it more, what it did. But so far it doesn't look like anything fell from the rain down here.
Definitely a hard hat area.
Yeah, where's your safety glasses and hard hat and shield if you're working at the power plant? So we're going to try going on this pace streak again, the dark dirt. See if we can do that without the stuff falling. Rob and Tim, I think they're right over here. He's taking his first load down. And again, I'm not going to show too many landmarks here because I like to have a little gold for a while before it becomes another war zone. Just tell some chosen few.
Oh, we're at Lido Creek.
Yeah, we're at Lido Creek. All right, we're up in Big Bear in the snow. Can't you see the snow? All right.
That color soil.
Okay. Yeah, you know.
I mean, it's wet, but it kind of looks that color.
Okay.
Some of it.
Yeah, since I just started finding stuff in that streak, I stuck to that.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be stuff on all these streaks, but normally a lot of times just this sandy looking stuff, you know, if it has anything, it's like super, super small normally. But I guess
the rocky stuff is a little better, huh?
Yeah,
more rocky, like
usually, especially if it's real rounded, you know, river rock, and you can see a lot of that in there.
Oh, okay.
But what my theory was that that stuff seemed kind of almost clay-like, you know, that. Yeah. And so normally the gold, if there's any in there to begin with, you know, that just because there's clay doesn't mean there's gold, but it'll sit on top of it or dig down into it a little bit. So that's what I was thinking, there might be some stuck in that dirt or maybe right on top of it.
You getting some pretty nice size
you know, I got a couple nice size ones, you know, not real big, but most of the stuff, I mean, as soon as you put it in the sluice box, even though it was even kind of cloudy right then, I could still see that glimpse, you know, in the box.
Yeah, that's what we noticed last time was the sandier stuff that we were in.
Yeah.
You know, we were finding tiny little flakes.
Right. After, you know, if there was a big flood or something, you can find it right in the, you know, in the first few inches, you can find some good gold sometimes.
Yeah?
You know, after the last flood, Randy and myself, we were down there, you know, way down where you first come in, where all the people parked by the side of the road. And, you know, you just dig down a few inches, you'd find. Then if you dig down quite a bit more, you might find like wire gold, stuff like that, you know, bigger stuff. Then it would start filling up with water. So you couldn't do a whole lot because it was so sandy right there. But that was pretty much, yeah, sand, you know, and you'd find plenty of gold, but it was just because the flood forced it all, you know.
There was a flood, like
Well, I think there was one in 2007. There's a big one, and I think maybe another one in 2010. I'm not sure if that's the right date.
Oh yeah, I remember when everybody was coming over here
Yeah.
after that flood. I heard about it on the news. I really wasn't.
Yeah. So yeah, and this again, I don't know if this is piled up by man. He piled all this stuff up and they made a road, you know, if that's what this is from, or if it's here from the old riverbed, you know, who knows? As long as it, yeah, I don't care what it is. If somebody salted it, stuck gold in there for us, that's fine with me, I don't care. I've done about 4 or 5 scoops, and I think I see some pretty nice chunks in there.
We think we might see a couple, but it's kind of hard to tell.
Okay. Yeah, if you could look at, I don't know if you're able to get over here. See right there? You see those?
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure that's gold.
Looks like nice ones, Larry.
And there's some smaller ones here and there.
You got some good ones there.
Yeah. Like I say, and when you go back up, if we're down here, and you can just start digging, well, you know, where we're digging if you want. You see, Tim?
I think this sluice box is going to work out nice.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a good size right there.
And that's just like from 4 scoops.
I don't know
There's
whether
some
our sluice
smaller.
box is very good or not. I think it's got the same matting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's 2 good sized ones right there, right in a row.
Yeah, and then there's another one here, and there's a couple more smaller ones.
Nice.
Pretty nice honey hole.
Yeah. Like I say, I'm under that big rock. You know, if you're not seeing anything, just dig some out of there.
There's
Yeah,
one
those are nice
popping up
ones.
right over there. Right there.
Like I say, I hope it'll stay there. I didn't bring my tweezers this
1,
time.
2, 3, 4.
We might have some tweezers.
Okay. I'm almost afraid to put my hand there because
see that one
sometimes you
right
break the tension of the water, then it takes off.
You see that big one right there?
Is there one over here too?
Yeah. You see it right there?
I kind of see something, but I can't see that
something
well.
like- yeah, it's in
Oh
the
yeah,
deep
it's over
area
there.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
a good sized one.
All right. Yeah, dig under the rock if you want. Looks like there's a bunch of stuff. You find anything around here? Can you tell?
I don't know. My eyes, I can't see them like that good.
Okay.
I don't know if you want those tweezers, we might have them. Let me know.
Might
Oh,
have
that's
something, but I don't know.
All right.
Maybe he could.
Maybe Tim has good eyes if he can make it over there.
When I get a little lighter, I'd be better, but when this kind of light, I just can't see them good. Maybe there's nothing. What's that right there?
We thought we had a couple of little specks, but it's hard
that
to
might
tell.
be
I know.
I mean, when the sun comes out, I think it's going to be easier.
You see that glint in your eye.
Yeah, I think I see some right there.
I see a couple pieces.
Okay.
Nice ones.
Well, we're starting off finding a little bit anyway.
Right off the bat, too.
Come here, look at this, Randy. These are kind of impressive of what's coming up. Look right in there.
Oh, yeah. Those are huge.
I know, and there's a big one over there. I can't see it, but Tim could see. See a little glint. I guess through the water. He says a big one over there too. I can't tell from over here.
There's your bogs are looking pretty good in there.
Yeah. But also I ran about 1/4 of a bucket, and I don't know if you can see it, but there are some nice pieces in there. And hopefully they'll stay. I brought the cheap plastic one this time, the trap. So hopefully they'll stay in the La Trappe, not just wash out. If they wash out, Randy's right down there. He figures he'll get all of them. So they'll wash out of mine and go into his sluice. He's using you got the Keen, right, Randy?
I don't know what it is.
Oh,
It might be. I don't
okay.
know what it is.
And let me go over and see Rob and Tim, how they're doing.
I think if you give me this, or you went somewhere and got for me, or we went somewhere and got it.
Oh, I remember we both got a Keen, I thought.
That's what mine must be.
Okay. Got so many sluice boxes. If I had enough gold like I have boxes, I'd be in good shape.
You think we're seeing, that it keeps like washing away? Because maybe it's,
You think it's running too
I don't know if that
fast?
bubble's causing it problems in the matting, or if it's,
Does it look like it's getting trapped in the next section, or can you tell?
I don't know, I can't tell. It might be kind of collecting right here too, but we saw some chunks and then they just washed away.
Maybe you do have to slow it down then,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
so the water won't come in so fast, and it might help you out. Even if it goes quite a bit slower, it'll collect it. So.
Yeah, it's still going pretty fast.
Yeah, it is.
Might have to put some more lots of it.
Hey, Rob. I think I remember now that got at that gold place in Temecula, he has this stuff, that kind of glue, it's called goop or something like that. It's like a silicone stuff. That's why I put my thing down. I ran like S marks on it underneath, moved it around, and then you go around the edges and like it's like kind of seals it. I think that's the ticket for these mats.
Yeah, this one's bubbling up.
He has the stuff there, it's called Goop 5000 or something like that, some name like that. That's what I could have too.
Huh. I mean, it seemed like there was some in there.
We'll try a little more, see what happens. Now, see if it's slowed it any.
We might have to get the.
You might even have to end up just kind of like raising the sluice up at this and a little. That would slow it down.
Yeah.
If nothing else works.
Like raise at this end?
No, I mean at this end. It you know, just so the
less water.
Yeah, I mean that I don't know, it might make it worse. I'm not
We had some in there, but it's there. But
dry washers. I'm pretty good at figuring them out. Sluice boxes just so.
what are you good at figuring out?
I mean dry washers. I can get the angle and everything on those really well, but sluice boxes I'm probably in the amateur category. Even though I've been messing with them for years, seems like a lot of other people know a lot more than I do. I think I see, well, I don't know. Well, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, I know for sure there was some in there, but where it's at now, I don't know if it's in here or...
Let's hope so.
I'm sure I saw some earlier. Didn't you, Tim?
I think that's two right there. See those? You see those?
Oh,
Yep.
that's gold. Those are nice sized pieces there.
That they're moving around. They're kind of like going back and forth a little bit, like they're about to fly out.
Is that a little speck up in front here too?
Yeah, right up here and right.
I mean, up here this way. Yeah, right there, where you just.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's one right there.
Well, like I say, whenever the sun comes out,
Yeah.
easier to tell.
It's just
Those
trying to
don't
get
look
it
like
to
they're
stay put in here. We're not sure with the sluice box how well it's going to work, but
Let me try damming it up right there.
Okay, but
I guess if we dam it up, maybe it'll
Yeah.
help just to keep the water flow from getting so powerful.
I don't know, time for chit chat, gotta get back up there.
Yeah, time's money.
Yeah.
You're not on a Bechtel construction break or Edison break now, you guys. You're off those jobs. Okay, here's Randy's sluice box. So he's up getting some more dirt. So it's kind of hard to tell, so no sun up yet whether there's anything in there or not. I think it looks like there might be a speck. I think I see one right there, right over there. Here's what I got through a little less than half a bucket. There's some nice pieces in there if you can see them. May not be able to see it, but I don't know what's down in there in the riffles. Now this is the one that my brother Steve was actually going to use, but he wasn't able to come. Little trap, and over a period of time, I normally don't use it, but seems like it's working okay. I've modified the thing. Normally this is what you call the bank robber. This is closed here and use it like for a high banker. But you cut this open, then they call it the river robber. And it doesn't come with the mat, so I added the mat. And that way I can see the gold that way. I'm going to do the same thing to my bazooka before I bring it next time or another time. I just decided to bring this one since he wasn't there. I had it in the car. I had my fold-up one, Joby, but I thought, oh well, try this one. And you know, I don't know. The problem with it is it's so wide, you can't just dump it into your bucket. You have to kind of put it on an angle and run water over it when you're going to clean it out. To kind of put it, you know, tilt it to the left, for instance, and then try to run water over it to get the stuff out of the riffles. So into your pan or bucket or whatever. So that might be a little bit of a hassle there. Hopefully I won't lose anything. And I'm hoping it's catching it down there. I can see it's catching it here, but as I dump stuff in, those pieces could get dislodged. So as I got my tweezers, and I don't want to stick my hand in there because normally when you break the water surface tension, then the gold just takes off. I'll just have to wait. Well, here's what I ended up getting when I was up there with my brothers. Excuse me, Friday, October 11th, I think it was. And actually, I lost probably half of it, and some big pieces in the river. I lost control of the sluice box. So if you're down there, start digging in the river. Maybe it's still there. Okay, here's sort of the end result. I'm just, to be honest, just too tired to pan this whole thing down tonight and clean it out and all that. And I don't know where my sucker bottle is, and don't feel like looking for it. But I'll give you an idea. There is gold in there in the black sand, so, and I'm sure there's more underneath that black sand. Let's see if I swirl it around a little. Maybe it's pretty heavy stuff. It may not. Oh, there's another piece. Okay. But I did lose, I don't know how much, one of my disasters today. We all lost gold today. It was just one of those days. Things happen. All right, so you get the idea. Well, West Coast Larry, in case you're watching this, we know you love In-N-Out. We did go to In-N-Out. There's my brother Rob. He's taken off. He bought us all lunch. Got a #1 extra large pink lemonade. I just like mine dry, lettuce and tomato only. So, Randy got the nice one there.
Oh, I might would have got #1, but since it is paying for it, I didn't want to. I can get too overboard, so I just got the #2.
So anyway, we're ready to get on the freeway and sit there. Okay, so here we are at the end of the day. Everybody's getting ready to go the merry way. It was just a so-so day. We all had kind of like a comedy of errors. Rob and Tim's sluice box seemed to dump all the stuff into the river because we saw it, and he had some nice pieces. They disappeared. Randy's not sure if when he was panning if it got away from him and he lost some. Yeah. And then I had a little event right at the end. I saw some nice pieces. When I went to pick up the sluice, it got away from me and kind of bounced, and a bunch of water flew off, and then I didn't see those pieces anymore. So that's kind of the way our day went. But we still enjoyed it. It was a beautiful day, as you can see. Perfect weather out here. We still are continuing with the gnats, but we'll figure that one out another time.
And then they're always having equipment problems every time.
Oh yeah, every gold show that's on, they have equipment problems the whole time. Right when they're going to get it, all of a sudden, oh no. Yeah, a lot of rocks fell down from that rain onto the path here. And no nuggets seem to have rolled down as far as I can see. Well, we've been out here for a few hours, so we're heading down. It was kind of hit and miss today, so, and we think maybe we lost some in the sluice boxes that went back. It's in the creek now, so if you want to check the creek, if you figure out where we were, it's there. Anybody have any final words?
It was fun. Yeah, it was good time.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Birds chirping, fish jumping. No gold, yeah. Paquito gold. All right.
Yeah, made up here.
Yeah, I had a 2 full buckets of food that I bought with my food stamps card. I had like $200 worth of food up here.
Did you get my little
All
present?
Canned goods. Huh?
Did you get the little present I left for you one day?
No, I didn't. So that's why I was thinking someone broke into my tent.
Really?
I didn't see it.
The cans and stuff?
Yeah. And I was wondering.
Oh.
Because I went down to Azusa, and that's when you told me that my dad told me you were going to leave stuff. And I came up here like the next day, and there was nothing in there.
Oh.
I thought maybe
It was supposed to be in the tent, or
I don't remember where it was.
the guy that was living next door, Rick, that one geologist guy. He was like, some guy was trying to get in your tent. So I was thinking maybe he went into the tent, took some stuff. I don't know.
Unless he saw me and thought I was some guy trying to get into your tent.
Maybe.
But you think maybe he just didn't want to go get food and so he stole yours?
That's what I was thinking.
yeah, tent was up here for a little while.
Thanks for leaving it anyway.
Okay.
Even though I didn't get it.
Yeah, they Robert Ferguson, he had his tent and everything way up there, you know, and somebody slid his tent and stole his sluice box and a bunch of stuff, so he had to start all over again. So there's some crummy people.
The Vegas, you're all dirty and everything. They're staying at this place. But you make like an ice chest size thing. That's a mini washing machine. So it fits in your truck or whatever. Just enough for a few clothes, not too much, a few clothes. And it agitates and all that. You put the water in there, and you have a 12 volt like on your cigarette lighter or plug in either way. So wherever you're at, you got some way to wash your clothes.
That's good too.
I
I
might
don't know if it was that great of an idea, but I thought, man, something like that would work.
I might need that when I'm living out of my car pretty soon, maybe. But if I'm leaving out of my car pretty soon, I might need that.
I had a horrible time finding a laundromat around Vegas. I was driving all over.
yeah, it sounds pretty good too. You know? Good ideas, man. I can't believe that thing with that toothbrush on.
I know, making all kinds of money.
I didn't have the original concept. Larry had the mini mic. You remember that? The little lunch box that was a microwave.
Yeah.
It was kind of that same thought, kind of pattern.
The one Corky rejected.
Yeah, they rejected it.
Yeah, well, they said it's a good idea, but at this point in time, there's not a battery, you know, small enough and powerful enough that would cook things, they thought. You know, the thing would be too heavy to lug around. Because I was talking about, you could have like a rechargeable battery, or, you know, you could plug it in too, but if you're working at a factory or something, you don't always have a plug right where you're sitting down. So if you could just turn the thing on, stick your cup of noodles or whatever you have, and as you're walking to the, you know, to sit down, the little mic would have it all heated up for you, a little miniature microwave. You sit down and, you know, because we used to work at the plant, there maybe, you know, what, there 1 or 2 microwaves, and you stand in line and your lunch is all over.
By the time you get it warmed up.
Now, there is a guy that recently did have something similar to that. He did come up, I saw it on YouTube, but the only way he has it is, it's after if you're gonna eat out in the parking lot, he hooks it up to his battery, you know, and does it that way. But
yeah, that one with the, you know, I wish I would have thought of it. Donna was always wanting these egg whites only.
oh yeah,
She was having to scoop out the yolk with a spoon, and it's making a mess. And,
right.
you know, and all this guy did was come up with a plunger like a turkey baster. Sucks the yolk right out.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's only the white behind. He was on that team on the show too. So
Yeah.
I'd seen it before that on turkey. That was one of their bigger sellings. You know, selling a lot. It was just a plunger, nothing.
Yeah, that's it.
You guys watch Shark Tank?
Yeah,
Did you see the guy with the top ramen bowl?
yeah, I saw that. What'd you think of that?
I don't know. I always just cook my top ramen in a regular bowl on the stove or in the It seemed like a good idea, but
It didn't seem like it was that big of a problem. I mean, what did you think, Rob?
The way the lady said it tasted more like stovetop. I do like it better on the stovetop. I'll have to admit, when I've had top ramen cooked in a regular pot, she said it tasted more like stovetop. I would like that, but at the same time, I don't mind it just microwave. I don't need to buy a stove.
yeah, I don't mind it that way either.
Well, you see anything there yet, Randy?
I don't know. Of course, that mine's dead.
Yeah, I haven't been anywhere. The big trip to the movie, and then we went out to dinner. That was our anniversary thing, you know. But we haven't really been anywhere.
We went to dinner in Gilroy. Got a Mexican food place up there.
Yeah, the chili burrito burrito was really good.
We also went to a Vietnamese pho soup place. really good. Actually, that's the first place we ever had that pho or pho soup or however you say it.
They give you a bowl like this big.
$6.50
For a bowl pretty much that size, right?
huge bowl.
Vietnamese, huh?
Yeah, it's got like these rice noodles in it and chicken, and you can put bean sprouts and jalapenos, whatever you want in there.
Ever since we had it up there, that one time we wanted it.
What's it called again?
Pho or pho, you know, PHO. You see these restaurants like in Westminster,
Yeah.
pho 54, whatever, pho something. It's that soup.
Okay.
And the soup is delivered to you with, sometimes, depending on how you want it, you know, those little thin slices of beef or whatever.
Right.
They just throw them in right at the end and they're still kind of cooking as they bring it to you. And then you can throw in whatever kind of vegetables they give you. Onions, jalapenos. You know, if you're not feeling that well, it makes you feel a lot better.
If you're sick,
You
the
feel
cold
like you're starting to get a cold or something.
Maybe it has the ions in it. Maybe Randy slipped in those legs.
But
it has the red. They have a red chili that you can throw in there too.
we like our stuff spicy, so you know, even Donna likes it real spicy. Everything's got to be as hot as it can be for us. For some reason, Amber's the same way.
Not anymore. That she doesn't like it spicy anymore.
But she doesn't like it as spicy.
Her husband changed her ways.
But he likes it spicy. Her
Well, does he? She just doesn't. Huh? Well, people's
Everything spicy too.
tastes do change, they say.
We were taking these kids, well, not so much Tim, because he wasn't old enough yet, but we were taking Amber to La Hacienda in Paris ever since she was real little. She loved that chicken salsa. She just couldn't get enough of it. And it was pretty hot. Even when she was just a little 2 or 3-year-old, she loved that stuff.
Well, we'll see. This will be the test. We'll see if Randy got anything in the last batch here. We had a few dud batches. We got some, and let's see if we got anything again. Okay. It's not turning out that way today, but I thought it would. I'm sorry you guys had troubles with your sluice box.
Oh, that's okay. It was just, you know.
Yeah, it's nice to be out here anyway.
You guys. But we do need a better sluice box. I mean, I guess it's
Eventually.
this box. I don't know if it's something we're doing.
What do you think of that Joby that you
know,
have?
we
Do you
did
still
get
like
gold.
it?
Oh yeah, that works great.
We did get gold from it. Maybe
Yeah.
the box is okay. I don't know. But
It just doesn't
that was
stand.
at the 4 Mile point.
Uh-huh.
You know, we did get gold. But,
Okay.
Yeah, well, Tim used it more. He said it really wouldn't stay in the box,
All right.
even at that point. But he's got some gold that he brought home.
Yeah, the Joby's really good. You know, the one that folds up, it's called the high banker.
Yeah.
I added extra mat to it, you know.
You
And-
can't tell if this is a piece right here or not.
Okay.
It's really, really small. See that little section?
Where is it?
See that little dot right there and the end of my fingernail?
Get rid of these nuts.
Yeah, from here it doesn't look like
No.
anything, but maybe it is. Well, it's going to stay whatever it is.
Yeah,
I guess.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
It looked like it for a second, but
And I have another one that works really good. It's called the bazooka.
oh yeah.
And what it is, it has 2 chambers. The water goes over the top, like on this one. Then it has another chamber where water goes, underneath.
Oh, nice.
Then it has these 3 tubes in there. It goes to the tubes, and then empties out into the gold trap. They call it.
Nice.
Well, no, I mean the water's under. On the top, there's like a grizzly about right here, so you don't have to classify anything.
Oh, that's good.
So it dumps into the gold trap. The water comes underneath, keeps everything kind of liquefied, and then it blows out the heavy stuff and then keeps the gold in the trap at the bottom.
Sounds really good.
There's only one bad thing about it. It's kind of heavy. Okay, that's why I didn't bring.
I can imagine.
And the other bad thing is you can't see it's in the trap. You don't know if. Now, a couple times I saw gold kind of stop and then it fell in there so I could see it. But I think I'm going to put a little mat right at the beginning, just so if there's little pieces, I'll see them before they end up in there.
That's a good idea.
But
Sounds like a pretty good one.
but it's kind of designed so you don't have any matting or anything. You don't have to clean anything out. All you do is hold the thing into the bucket and you shake it like 3 times, and then dump a little water, shake it, and all the stuff falls out of the trap into the, into the pan or whatever you put it into. So
Sounds like, how much was that one?
that one.
sits there. Maybe it's a paperweight.
Have you tried it on yourself?
I have a couple around my house.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. I've been feeling okay. I feel like I get a little sick going in and going out. You know, but I've been feeling pretty good.
You could do like a, when you start doing mass production, you could do a 30-day free trial. People can get it and see how it's going, and then they'll know they want it.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, even besides that, you go around, you help people. Yeah, these fluorescent lights have got to go. Listen, you know, you got to change something here and change the new thing. Because some people, they always got the headaches or this or that. That might help. Even besides this thing, just changing some things around a little bit. That's what I want more.
So we think there may be a couple pieces in there, it looks like. Unless it's an optical illusion.
I believe
Kind of hard to tell.
the outside of it can help change
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of iffy.
Seems like there might be like a couple right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But everything else just regular little rock.
I forgot about that.
That's the whole unemployment check in from.
The money that you could save on not having a house payment could go a long way for development of your product.
I know. That's why I want to see if it's something that will help people and is good and it does what I think it does. If it doesn't do anything, then forget it. It might be just my imagination.
That's what I can't really manage. I'm just sitting my wheels paying these high risk, paying for a house payment. I wish I didn't have to worry about a house payment. I could do it.
What I believe the thing does, like even your electric, you have it by there, the meter and all that, it conditions the electricity so that everything works more efficiently. It may not do anything though, that's what I gotta find out with this research. I think I'm getting a better gas
doing what you
mileage.
think it's doing, but maybe it is, huh?
It might not be doing anything, see that's what I don't know.
I might have the answer to house payments pretty soon if things don't get better. I'll be living in a cardboard box.
Well, I'll be over there at the $200 mine.
Yeah.
The plane. There it pulls up in this motorhome. Got a tent.
Could go up to 40 acres.
No, the 40 acres.
At least you'd have negative ions out there in the desert.
Yeah. Well, the negative ions are healthy. The
Yeah,
positive ones make you sick.
Yeah.
Well, Dad, you know, before it was popular,
You have a little both. Everywhere you go, there's a little both. But the predominantly negative ions is better.
probably in the early 1960s, somewhere around there, I don't really remember, but Dad made this thing that put out ozone. You know, before now they have them. You know, they have them in hospitals and everywhere.
Ozonators and stuff.
Yeah, but he did it before. You know, he made his own.
No, he did that.
Yeah, he made it, and because he was saying, well, when you have, is it before the rainstorm you feel euphoric, or is it after the rain? I don't remember.
Before the rainstorm, you get a dose of positive ions.
Okay.
As a rainstorm comes and a lightning and all that, you get a dose of negative ions. You feel worse before a rainstorm, headaches and stuff. As the rainstorm's going and afterwards the lightning and all that, there's a big dose of negative ions.
Didn't you just say yesterday you said that you feel better after a rain?
I woke up with that bad headache.
Before a rainstorm,
rained.
if a storm's coming, there's a lot of positive ions. You might get headaches and stuff.
Yesterday I was
about a
telling-
headache, but she's always going on about something, so I think, you know, that's nothing.
Yesterday I was telling Tim, well, this was after the rainstorm, but the next morning, that I went outside and it was so nice out there. Everything was fresh and I felt good out there.
After a rainstorm, you feel better.
Well, Dad, I guess he said as the years went on that he found out in stores they were putting those, so you'd feel happier when you go in the store. They had all this ozone shooting in your face.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they allow that anymore, but you know, you go, boy, I feel so good. I think I'll buy. Yeah.
I'll buy some more. I'll stay a while.
Casinos to keep people inside there.
Maybe so. I don't know if that's legal these days. Back in the old days, they used to do whatever they wanted. You know.
The negative ones will make you feel better, though, and it could improve your health and everything. Yeah.
And your energy level too.
Yeah, and more energy. The Wi-Fi, electromagnetic fields, or electrical, the cell phone towers and all that, those are putting off positive ions, which makes you feel horrible. When you're in a setting like this with the negative ions from the water, the waterfalls and all that, that's like where you start feeling better. So you gotta try to make where you live like this.
Is there a way to test for the ions?
Yeah, they have ion testers. In fact, I've got one coming. I got one coming up in the mail.
One of the things I didn't like about the green Irene, I mean, a lady started it. That's great, you know, that a woman started her own business and all that. But everything she had, like the caps, it has a picture of a lady with a broom or something. You know, it's all too feminine for, you know, for me. Why didn't they have more of a man type look for what the guys would wear instead of this thing with a woman, picture of a lady, you know, whatever she was doing, so.
Yeah, I think this vitamin thing could go pretty good.
Maybe we have a combination of all three ideas. You hit the householder.
Maybe the dogs need the ionization thing too. Give the vitamin.
Better with the negative vitamin.
The vitamin has a combination. It's a vitamin, then the ion thing tied in with the dog eats it. And he's jumping all over. He's got a smile on his face. So, at least I feel dogs smile. I don't know if anybody else believes that. Yeah. I mean, obviously they growl and frown when they want to bite you, so.
They got their teeth showing.
Yeah.
But when they're happy, their tails wagging and their mouth, they have like
tongues hanging out. Well, here's the famous mad, what is it again? Mad mining in shambles. They've given up on it. So Mr. Mad Mining guy, I don't know what to tell you.
potential, if there's bad ions, like on the positive side, the negative's better. If they have the EMF, the electromagnetic fields and stuff that makes people feel bad, you try to figure out where those are at, if possible, with meters, and then try to see if you can figure out a way to get rid of them or reduce it and make them feel better.
I've heard something like
I know like the fluorescent lights is bad.
Yeah.
They even had that on the news, but I knew that before that. The fluorescent lights are real bad for you. But like you try to help the people to change things around so that they do better, they feel better and stuff.
Well, I had this one business for a while called Green Irene. I don't know if you ever heard I had that. Okay, what you do is you go to people's house and you do an ecological makeover. You go in there and you figure out how they can, you know, be more green and have, you know, maybe better light bulbs and water, things in their water, filters, different things like that. And, you know, it's like the basic, I think it was like $89 or $99 for a basic makeover as far as, you know, doing the inspection. So I, you know, I had this little training course, but I couldn't get anybody interested, you know, nobody cared. So I even put a bunch of cards up at this green dry cleaners where they use, you know, environmentally safe stuff. I thought for sure people get my card, but nobody cared, so I gave up.
That's the same kind of idea, but like say like people always having headaches and stuff and they don't feel good. It could be, that's part of it maybe, possibly. And it could tie in with his deal.
So after,
I mean, you gotta find that kind of person.
So after that, now when I go to like Stater Brothers, they say, do you want plastic or papers? I don't care anymore. Just give me anything.
I said, whatever's convenient for you, I couldn't care less.
And normally when I do the YouTube videos, a lot of times I'll have some background music when I'm driving or something. But I found out if it's something they recognize, I'll get this little red thing will pop up. It says, yeah, over in Germany they say that's in Germany. Well, I don't know why it's Germany. Germany, who's looking at it in Germany anyway? You know, in Germany they say that's a copyright infringement. I don't know why they pick on me. I see all these other guys, West Coast ladies, they're all driving around blasting the radio. They don't say anything. So
they got the music on there and everything.
So then I got to edit it out.
How's your sales going with your dirt?
Well, the dirt was pretty well dead this week, and then all of a sudden yesterday, all of a sudden I got 3 sales. I don't know why, but up to that, you know, it was really just about nothing for the week.
You have your own website?
What's that?
You have your own website?
No, I just sell it on eBay, you know, I have a description about it. Now, once that Gold Rush show starts up again, then it's supposed to sell really well from what everybody says. Okay, so we're getting in here and we think this, or at least I think this dirt might be better. Or it's a little, sort of that orangish brown color, but I don't know. But while I was getting into this stuff down here, it looks just kind of like regular old brown dirt. didn't have much mineralization in it, and it didn't seem to have much. Uh-huh.
Donna and I were up at the plant for like 4 or 5 months.
Uh-huh.
Very long. So we went all the way back to the back of the first down there. Just about that time, it really started getting good. We were walking back again. I think we were up in the front. They started doing all the ones boxing baby, and you know, it started getting a lot better at that point. We wished we would have went up at the halfway point instead of being up there right at the beginning, because she can always stand for so long.
Okay. Hopefully they'll come out with another album one of these days. Every time you think they're coming out with it, they say, oh, well, it's not ready yet. I guess the last thing they interviewed him a couple weeks ago, I saw in the news, he says it has to be perfect. Everybody, he says, they expect, U2 says they expect perfection, you know. So that could take forever. Give us some imperfect for a while, something fresh.
Watching X Factor.
Yeah, I'm a little behind on it, but yeah.
Getting behind too on it.
What's that?
We were getting behind on it.
About the voice.
Yeah, we never got into that one. I don't know why. We just... A lot of people seem to like it better.
Probably the only advantage they have on that one is they don't see the people first.
Yeah.
So you have a fighting chance. But then I think some people don't like it because most of them that are on there are kind of like almost semi-professional.
Yeah.
Were you with us that time we were in the audience for the X Factor?
Yeah, Christine told me about it. She said it was pretty fun. It was hot.
Oh yeah, well, we were way up high. I mean, it was burning up there. And finally, Jim, of course, saw some seats way down below where somebody had just left or something. So we moved down towards the front more, and it was okay down there.
She seemed to really have a good time with you guys.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting because you saw a lot of acts that ended up not even being televised, you know.
Yeah.
It may have been that way when you were on that other thing.
Yeah, that's how it was.
Yeah.
When we were at that other thing, they said that, like we were in Chicago or Boston, or somebody said, you know, they were going to act like that was Chicago or something.
Oh, really?
And instead of LA, they wanted us to be the audience from Boston. Or every time they said Boston, they wanted us to cheer.
Oh, did you have to put on a little Bostonian accent? You have? Let's see. I'm trying to remember. Did we ever get a copy of your show when you were on the? What's that?
Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. Did you?
I got it on there, but Jake, Amber's husband, just borrowed my DVD
Okay.
recorder. I should probably recorded it.
Yeah, we have to have that historical moment.
I've got it on the DVR.
You made a little more than we made on the Family Feud.
Yeah, the Family Feud is, I mean, even if you... Well, we got close, but...
Yeah.
Even if you make the 20,000, you still got to split it.
Yeah. Then they
If you
take
only
out.
make 400 or 500. I saw a family on there not too long ago. They run the 5 games, but 4 games, they didn't get the car because they didn't win the 5th game.
Yeah.
The only way we were really made of, we won all 5 games and each gained 20,000.
Well, they never got the bonus round. Mm-hmm. So we probably made like a couple hundred each for all that.
Well, the only thing we had going on there, they said we were the 5 most unique men they had ever had on the show. So we don't know if that means we were the 5 most craziest or what they meant by that.
You guys will be good for the ratings.
Yeah, people still tell me they see it on there.
Yeah.
I saw it on there not too long ago on the Game Show Network.
Now, if they saw the unedited version, they'd really like it. They kept trying to shut us up. We were joking around so much they had to keep stopping the tape. So, they said, "You guys are killing us. Just do the high five and all that. Don't talk." We say, "Okay." 5 minutes later, we're all joking around again. "You guys are killing us. We got to keep stopping the tape. You're talking too much."
Well, never goes, you guys got it in the bag this time.
Yeah. Yeah, it was in the bag, all right. The bag at the bottom of the ocean.
We're going to take it home and then go through it more thoroughly. Well, I did see some fine stuff, but not like I thought I saw those lizards. Yeah, where it went, I don't know.
Is there any more dirt in the bucket? Or?
A little bit.
Well, maybe it's still in there.
Hardly any, but a little.
We're having the same issue.
Rob's up there whistling and singing a tune. He's a happy man. He has to start.
Away already.
Nothing too great yet.
He has to start on a new job on Monday, coating parts for nuclear power plants, coating them with powder coating paint. So this is his last fling.
Fine stuff. I saw some bigger stuff in the ridges. Now, I don't know.
Well, anyway, it's a beautiful day.
Yeah, it is. Nice out here.
Clear your head a little bit. Clear your head and then maybe line your head with a gold helmet when the day's done. Meal and there's flies all over their face everywhere. I don't know how they get used to that. Just a few little gnats drive me nuts. Well, I found out I'm not the only one that the gnats like. Randy's been having a gnat attack too, so they won't leave him alone. But we'll survive. Find it in any other pans, or is this the first one?
Well, I did one small pan full. I found just a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything in here. There's a lot of black sand.
Yeah. Seems to be a lot of black sand.
I'll have to find a higher one right there.
Okay, there's some popping out of the black sand. A lot of black sands.
Well, there's some gold starting to pop out of the black sand. Well, so far, just getting ready to clean it out. I see a lot of black sand traps, so that could mean there's a lot of fine gold in there too, if there is any fine gold in there. Oh yeah, I see a little piece right there. Yeah, of course some of this is just mica I'm looking at, but we'll soon find out. Okay, now I'm going to try to do a clean out with this thing, which isn't that easy.
Looks like Randy has some nice pieces in there. Whether you can see it on the camera, I don't know, but they're there. Things are looking good.
Keep them coming.
document it.
I don't know if you can see him. Oh, now just one went away. Well, you can see that one right there, barely.
Okay. Yeah, obviously you're losing it.
Yeah. We had some pretty big pieces in the sluice box, but I'm gonna take that flare off it, like you said.
Okay, now the sun's out, might be able to see some of it a little better.
So, Rob, we'll have to ask you the question. So far, we've seen 3 little specks in the pan. So, how do you feel about the what is it called? Mad mining? Sluice?
Making me mad.
Yes, let's make him mad. He thinks that he's losing it for some reason.
So I don't know. Maybe we'll try it again in another area. Maybe it's the level of the sluice box or something wasn't right. But you know, the matting. Look at the matting is pretty deep, and it's not real firm. It's a little bit softer, isn't it? Or
Seems like it should catch it. I don't know. Something's
not
kind of a
quite
mystery.
right. Tim said before when he just used the matting itself, seemed like it was a little bit better than with that on it, but I don't know.
Well, now that's an idea. You could take the flare off. That'll slow the water speed down. So maybe just leave it off and try it. That's just, to speed it up if you're in an area where you need more water.
We can try it.
Whatever you think.
More dirt in here, Tim.
You can stare all you want, Tim. It's not going to change.
Here you go.
How about you, Brian? Anything happening?
I think the first bucket was better than this one.
Okay. And if you want, you're welcome to dig any dirt out of that hole I'm in over there. There's plenty of dirt. Checking what you got. Hopefully you got something in there.
I thought I saw something glittering in there, but I don't know.
Should be something. I can't figure it all going out. That gold's heavy.
Do you want to try it in the sun, Tim? The sun's starting to come out.
Now that Tim's been trained by the San Gabriel geologist.
You're the one that showed me how to do it.
Oh, did I show you how to do it? Oh, well, you better watch yourself then. Well, okay, yeah, you're using the waves of the ocean technique. Now, Tom Massey, he likes to do the side-by-side technique, but they both seem to work. I just like this, where it looks like just kind of washing, the way the waves come up or the tide comes up.
I just kind of spin the stuff around pan it real quick.
There you go.
Gold's heavy, it stays there.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. And of course, all the good stuff may still be in your bucket here. All the heavies.
That's probably where it's all at now.
Too bad those big pieces aren't nuggets in there. You'd be looking pretty good. Yeah, sun will warm us up a tad. Should be a beautiful day in the 70s. Doesn't get much better than this. Except if you're trying to ounce of gold, then it's a little better.
You can park yourself there for now, Timmy, but don't get too comfortable. A lot more gold in the process here. Put that in there.
Some little rock or something. Now you're to the point, Tim, you might want to take it on there. I won't tell you what to do there, Mike.
What is it?
Well, then you go to the other side, and start panning it out the other side where it'll...
Out that side?
Yeah, where you don't have the riffles, then you get kind of rid of the blonde, or as they say, blondes, sand. But you just have to kind of watch, you don't lose any gold at the same time. So.
Yeah.
Of course, you got that little extra thing in there.
Catches it a little
Yeah, so that's good. Now, did you say you found that shop in Azusa, the prospector shop? It used to be on the main street. I always look for it. I don't see it. Where is it now?
I don't know if it was even in Azusa. It was a little ways down, probably like 6 miles away. It was a pawn shop. They had all kinds of prospector supplies.
That must be somebody else. There used to be a guy right on the main street there when you're going to drive up the mountain that had a prospector shop for years.
Maybe that's still there too. I don't know. But
I'm always looking. I don't see it. They've remodeled everything down there so much and tore out some of the old places. So.
Maybe you should bring it into the sun, Tim.
Yeah.
Cool.
Tim's under a lot of pressure.
Got him going under pressure here.
So you see any good movies? I know you're the movie buff Rob?
Now we wanted to see that one, Gravity.
We saw it a couple days ago.
How do you like it?
Well, I might be overly critical. Maybe I was tired or something, but there was just something lacking in it for me. I don't know. You know, you got all the effects, and that's interesting to see how things probably look in space and the way people move. But I don't know. Something about maybe there wasn't enough story. I don't know what it was. I'm not saying it's not worth seeing, but it just Kay seemed to like it better than I did. So I might be, like, say, being too critical.
What would be your technique at this point, Larry?
Companies, not just one eye guys, like other things. Two from Paris High School. Why is Paris High School on there? Menifee has their own schools now. There's some from Menifee too, but there's just two from Paris High School on there. It's like they up to $100 more for the thing. Oh, what's that? What are they trying to pull now?
Well,
It's looking pretty good.
They're the most expensive thing on there. There's two of them on there.
Gone through about 3/4 of a bucket altogether.
And I heard they were getting ready to raise the fee for you to get a driver's license just for $100. I don't know, it's $32 right now.
really? Just to get a driver's license?
Driver's license? Well,
I got to get one next year too.
I don't know whether it's for everybody or just like the illegal aliens are getting some kind of a license, but I don't know why they would charge them so much and not charge everybody else that much.
I think theirs is going to look different too.
It's going to look different.
Which,
they have a special license coming. I don't know if they have to pay extra for it.
I don't know.
If it's 100 for everybody, I mean, that's a
That's just too much.
big increase.
I think it's almost better that if you're an illegal alien, if you don't have a legal license, the reason is because then you drive real safe. You don't want to get caught. You know what I'm saying? You know, you ever notice they're always driving real slow? You go down to Tijuana, everybody's speeding around like crazy. They come up here, they drive real slow because they're afraid they're going to get pulled over. They get the license, they might figure, oh, I get pulled over, I show my license. Okay, yeah, you're all right. I don't know. The whole thing's crazy.
Oh, I know. Everybody's flying by my house like it's on the Indianapolis.
Yeah. Digging some nice, rich dirt, it looks like, and get some good stuff out of here. Randy has some good looking dirt right over there. But like I say, this is a very precarious, dangerous situation. So we're really trying to be as careful as we can. Just go real slow. And today I'm classifying it down to 1/4 of an inch. Seems to work well in this area.